Susul.
Welcome to Under the Plumb Bob podcast, the podcast about all things related to the EA Maxis series of games called The Sims. We avoid the real world by talking about our made-up one. In this episode, we are here with Team Cowplant. Team Cowplant is me, Marissa.
Me, Vanity.
And me, Ava.
Awesome. So we are so excited for the episode today. We are going to be talking about the Goths.
The Goths! Yes!
Everybody's favorite family.
You know, good old Morty.
Good old Morty.
Good old Morty. Good old Bella.
Look, we don't talk about... She could be sexually explorative. I don't talk about it like that. But, I mean, don't abandon your kids, Bella.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. Get a little salty
So
about
much
it.
salt.
The way to abandon your
Especially
children.
the daughter that's like with your son-in-law? What? Son-in-law?
We don't...
Think about it
I
like
mean,
that. It's kinda
Bella,
gross.
you sneaky girl, you just you know. I mean, you know, get it in where you want to get it in, but just don't be mean about it.
But to be fair, when in The Sims 2, we're talking Sims 2 now, right? Where she did the thing where she went AWOL.
Yes. Just jumping in.
If you look at like their memories, and I think it was if you look at Don Lothario's memories specifically, it shows that there had been like advances made, but that they'd been shot down.
Mm-hmm.
So she apparently said, no, you can't. I'm only here for one thing, and that's the telescope on your roof. Now get your paws off me. So, you know,
I'm here
fair
for
props to her.
I'm coming over to look at your telescope.
No, not that
and
one.
not that telescope.
Yeah, when she called Don, like, I need to look at your telescope. Like, he had a very different interpretation of why she was coming
Yep.
over.
Yep.
He's all excited. He's like, yes, finally. And she's like, okay, where's it at? And he's like, here it is. And she's like, no, like, where is it? He's like, oh, you meant the one on the roof.
Yeah.
Roof.
And then he cries a little
Seriously,
bit.
did I manscape for this?
Oh crap. Oh, that's making me up this morning. That's great. So I guess we should go back to the beginning, i.e. like who exactly are the Goths? Because we're just assuming that you guys all know. I mean, you do, but we're just assuming that you know. So in case you don't, the Goths are a super rich, prominent family in all of the Sims. Like they appear in all the main games. Except I don't think they appear in like they don't play like the stories one, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's something like that, but all the main ones like Sims 2, Sims 3,
Mm-hmm.
Sims 4, and even some of like the console games, they appear in those as well. They consist of Mortimer, Bella, and their kids, kid Cassandra, and then, also Alexander, like he pops up. Cassandra is possibly someone else's kid. The milkman or something, but possibly. But yeah, they have lots and lots of money, and they actually are modeled after the Addams family. We think it's like a fan theory. However, I don't think Morticia would ever treat Gomez like that.
No.
So
No.
I don't know how I feel about
Gomez
that.
and Morticia are relationship goals.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So many goals, but the reason why people think that is because their houses are very Gothic style. They've got like super old money. So like every time you see them in The Sims, their houses are like the big houses on like the big lots. I think they're on, what is it, Newcrest? No.
Willow Creek for...
Yeah. Willow Creek, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they have one of the bigger houses on there. I mean, I just played it yesterday. It's pretty nice. But yeah, so let's see here. Apparently in Sims 3, their house is exactly like the Addams family house, the Addams family values. And then in Sims, their house is like this Addams family house in the actual TV series from the 60s. So they are based on it, sort of. But, then they branch out and just become their own crappy people. Bella. I mean, I like her and all, but that red, I mean, and it's funny because like she's worn the same red dress the whole time.
Yep.
As like the slinky little like tube top dress from like the 2000s. And I'm like, y'all are not going to update that? Like, you have all this money and you walk around this like slinky, like posh spice dress. Like, what is this?
It's not what people wear nowadays.
It's not. Like, I feel like she could put on a good pantsuit, you know? Like,
you can see that she married into the family. She doesn't really embrace the aesthetic as much as everybody else does. She's just clinging to color, clinging to it.
She's like, I will wear this red.
I will be buried in this dress. True, very true.
I mean, I've killed her a couple times. So.
And technically, she does have a grave on, what was it, the Lunar Lakes world from The Sims 3? She is buried there.
She does.
She is.
Oh,
she has a gravestone there. So I guess if you want to see what she's wearing when she was buried, you could dig her up. But I don't know.
It was that red dress. You know it was.
Probably. Definitely the red dress.
It does imply, though, that, okay, so we take it to Sims 2, because that's where a majority of their lore kind of is established.
That's where the drama began.
Right. So much drama happens in Sims. Like it's like a Days of Our Lives or All My Children moment happening. You know, like sands from the hourglass. So are the days of Bella Goth. You know?
It's interesting. So, like, okay. So Bella Goth, because that's what's interesting about her story. So Sims 1, I mean, she's just a kind of generic family. They're the Goth. They're based off Adam's family. Okay, nothing really else is thought of.
Also, only 3 members of the family in The Sims 2.
Mm-hmm.
No little Alexander yet. Just mom, dad, and little Cassandra. Yeah.
He's not born yet.
Mm-hmm. And so Sims, and oh man, there's just so much to talk about. Okay, so Sims 2. I'm like getting ahead of myself. So Sims 2. And this is the other thing that I there's just so many theories into it, because she's obviously missing. And this is a weird thing. So I've been playing Sims 2 lately. And you know how they say, and I'm playing the ultimate version that has university, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you play The Sims 2 with university and everything, Alexander grows up into a teenager pretty soon after you start. And he does not get a scholarship for a parent being abducted by aliens. But I looked it up, and that's one of the, I think you can get like $100 or $500 for having a parent abducted by aliens.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I looked up like secret ways, and most of it's like have 8 body points, you know, but there was one for that. And I tried getting Alexander to apply to it, and he only qualified, I think, for like the A+ one. So yeah. So I was like, well, that's really interesting, because they all remember her. So I didn't know if that was just like a glitch in the game, like the game people just didn't, you know, like update for university since it came after the game was already established.
A glitch in the matrix.
Or yeah. Or if it's a that she wasn't abducted. So maybe she was, I mean, it could even be Bella went over to Don's house to like confront him about all these women that he was seeing because she wanted the best life for her daughter, and was like, you know, basically saying, you need to, if you're going to marry into this family, you got to be game, you know, to be faithful and all that stuff. And then, you know, got abducted by aliens and stayed up, you know, in like Lunar Lakes, for example, and like died up there. Like she stayed up there for the rest of her life. And that's why she wasn't like considered abducted by aliens, because she's dead already, or I don't know, like or she never was abducted. Did Don kill her? Like, did Mortimer kill her? Like,
it is a bit weird. Because that's when you started, you know, when you started with she went over to confront him about all these women he was seeing. Like, my mind immediately jumped to, and then he killed her and buried her under the hot tub.
mm-hmm.
I don't know, something like that, because that would be an ideal scenario. But
murder,
the alien abduction. Look, my true crime mind. I can't help it. Okay, that's where I go.
I just keep going back to your town full of graves.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why I love the Goths so much, because they have just they have adopted that into their aesthetic. Like, every single house they have, except for the one in The Sims 4, has a family graveyard. That's dedication right there.
I actually looked into the backyard, and I mean, it's a huge backyard. So theoretically, they could have a family graveyard. They just don't have one. And I was like, maybe you don't have any family anymore. Like, where's everybody at? Why is nobody dead? What's going on?
There's nobody dead.
I mean, what's happening?
Yeah.
But so back to like the theory of, I mean, I have the theory that she didn't get that was like the party line that they told, because you don't want to. You don't want to, besmirch the goth name by saying that Bella just left you for a dude that's banging all the Caliente sisters. You know what I mean? Like, so you kind of want to be like, oh, she was abducted by aliens, because that happens in my town a lot, apparently. So, she was really into space, looked into the telescope one day, and the aliens came down and was like, hey, come to my house. I like your red dress. So they say that. But really what happened is she just deuced out to hang out with Don Lothario and popped out a kid, and then it was like, shit. So, I feel like that might be what happened, in all honesty. Like, I think that the alien abduction is just a way to save face, because they can't just say that she left Mortimer, because who would leave all that money? I mean, really, if you look at it, until we do the Mortimer makeovers, he's not even worthy of her, her. Like, she's pretty, and he's like that guy who has money. Do you know what I mean?
Especially if they're not like in love. Yeah, if they were genuinely like in love with each other, it'd be fine. But like, I don't know. It's just so interesting, because I don't think, how there is like a NPC Bella in Strange Town.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, that there's that running theory that, Bella was abducted, she was experimented on, and they just kind of dumped her in Strange Town because, aliens, I guess, don't know how to put people back where they belong. But wiped her memories, dumped her in Strange Town. And in Strange Town, in the opening, when you like go to play the game, in the opening scene, you do see a space crash, like a UFO crash. And so that's kind of oh, well, did the aliens crash? And, so that's why Bella's in Strange Town, and with her memories wiped and everything. I personally think the spacecraft or UFO or whatever is probably that alien family. I forget what they're called, like the Smiths or something.
The Smiths.
It's probably his. Yeah, which is like, did he bring Bella with him and then like started a family in Strange Town, and that's why Bella's just kind of there? I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just, there's just so much in Sims 2 that's really lacking in like Sims 4.
Yep.
Well, then they throw into Sims 3. Do you look in the bookcase? You remember the book that Where's Bella?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not just a joke. Now they're just like, hey. And also, in reading the notes from our lovely research team, when it's not Get to Work. What is it? What is it called? What's the pack whenever you go to work with them?
It's Get to Work, yeah.
Is it Get to Work?
It's Get to Work, I think, yeah.
Oh, so they just didn't even think of a new name. They're like, screw it. It's Get to Work.
Just like the pack where you get together for activities is called Get Together.
Yeah, or Get Famous. just get the thing. Get the thing. We don't care.
Something. Get something.
Just get.
That's the next pack. Just get.
Just get.
Well, in Get to Work, if you're looking for clues, when you're a private investigator looking to like solve your crime, they'll go, this reminds me when Bella went missing. I need to keep looking. So,
yeah.
What's up?
Okay, so Sims 4.
But it's weird because she's a child in The Sims 3.
Right. That's what I don't understand, because literally like this. Okay, The Sims, I think we should back up for that too. I don't know if we explain that The Sims is not a linear thing.
Yes.
Let's establish a timeline.
It's not a linear timeline. It's like they pulled a freaking like Star Wars on you and like episode 1, 2, 3, back up. We got you. This is not how this goes. Ha ha ha.
There was not a 1, 2, and 3. There was only 4, 5, 6, and onward.
I mean, if we're gonna get to that, well, I saw 4, which is I guess 1, and I was like, God, this kid is whiny, and then all the little things look like Shy Guys from Ryoshi's story, so that's all I could think of. And then I didn't watch Star Wars when I was a kid, so I'm not a big Star Wars person.
Mm-hmm.
Like my dad was really into like Lost in Space and Star Trek. Also, my dad's black, so we didn't really watch a lot of that anyway. I know that's like a stereotype of, oh no, but I think my dad was like, look, I got time for this shit. I like Lost in Space. I like Brady Bunch because I'm old, and that's all I got for you. The Sims is not linear, so Sims 1 is obviously Sims 1.
Yeah.
And then comes Sims 2.
Mm-hmm.
But then Sims 3 is before Sims 1.
Okay, so
then Sims 4 doesn't exist.
Sims 1 is the first one. No, I'm sorry. Sims 3 is first, which I feel really dumb, but when I was first playing Sims 3, like when I was younger, I did not realize that Bella and Mortimer were children in that game. I thought it was...
Oh, I didn't realize until you said it.
Yeah, like I didn't realize that until we've been doing this research. I thought it just had the crumple bottoms. Like I knew it was set in the past, but I thought it was all of their extended family because they never play the NPCs typically or the pre-made families.
Yeah, the townies, me neither.
Yeah, I usually just make my own. But so I didn't know that. So Bella is a child and Mortimer I think is a teenager and they live with their families and have their lives. Then, if you're going purely timeline, Sims 3, then it goes to Sims 1 because Bella and Mortimer are married. They have a young Cassandra. Then it goes it goes 2. Mortimer is an old man. Bella's an adult. Cassandra is now an adult woman. And Alexander is born, and he's, a child in that. And I always thought that Sims 4 was kind of thrown in there too, but I think EA did confirm that it's an alternative timeline, has nothing to do with the previous games.
Yeah, that's right. It's completely separate.
Which is kind of silly.
Yeah.
I mean, but what else can you do? I mean, they've already had them abducted by aliens and left at the altar. At some point, they even did the time travel bit. At some point, you're gonna run out of story tropes.
Have you seen Days of Our Lives?
Good point. I guess they still have the evil twin. They could still use the evil.
That's it. I need an evil twin in this bad boy. I need something.
They keep going for like 30 years.
Slap a mustache on Bella.
I need someone dead who comes back to life.
Yep.
I need a mother-in-law who marries her stepson. Like, we need to get it going.
Right. So funny. I just also because I figured this out when I played them yesterday, and then I also remembered, if I look back on it, is I went back to Sims 3 to make sure, but there's no freaking electronics in their house.
Nope.
So like Mortimer's this big timey writer or tried to be a writer in Sims 4, but how the hell did you write? What did you write on your hand?
Typewriter.
But he doesn't have that either. Like he has absolutely nothing to write with. So I'm like, I had to go buy all these laptops and crap because I'm like, I need y'all to be able to do your job. Like, this is stupid.
And it's weird.
Don't they also have like the technophobe traits in Sims 3?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they and gloomy.
Well, and yeah, Sims 4 is when they it was like Mortimer's a spying, because I read the little like blurb about him. Because I went around after listening to episode 2. I decided that they're talking about townies and blah, blah blah. And I was like, I've never actually played any of my townies, so I went and like looked in their people's houses. There's a crazy cat lady in Brindlewood that I was like, I love cats, but she's like 6 cats in that house, and I was like, I'm overwhelmed. So I pieced out of that one, and then I went into the Goths house. I'm like, we're doing those. I'm gonna go in there and hop in this guy's house. And I was like, I mean, for all the money you have, your house really isn't that great. And why is there a random bedroom in like the top tippy top tower? Like, who has to be by themselves on top of the house? I made it. I made it Alexander's room. Yeah, that's his room. But still, I was just like,
that was always a thing though. In all of their houses, they had like
a creepy
secret
tippy top room where somebody has to like be by themselves.
It's where you would chain up the child that you don't talk about.
You mean Alexander, the one that disappeared out of nowhere? Like I'm not, because they didn't have that kid in Sims 1.
No,
Mortimer's old, so he's not that old in Sims 4 actually, but he was like he was older. He's older than Bella because she was a kid when he was a teenager. Like, she was a child when he was a teenager. So he's a good 2 lifespans like ahead of her if you want to get like Sims life,
Yeah, but how many kids does what's his face have? The really old guy from the Rolling Stones, was it Mick Jagger?
Oh, right.
Because he
No,
has
that's
a
true.
shit ton of kids.
wait, so does Steven Tyler. Doesn't he have a lot of kids? They all have his mouth.
Also possible.
I don't
There's
know.
like, I know there's this one guy who's just like, who's super old, but who keeps having kids. So I'm pretty sure there's no like expiration date on the guy side of it, just like on the girl side of it.
There's no shelf life for your sperm.
No, probably not.
Oh, it's gross.
So it's possible.
Well,
because
I want to know.
Mhm.
Okay, so like, okay, okay. Bella's a child. Mortimer's a teenager. I almost wonder because we go from Sims 3, where she's a child, all to Sims 1, where they are adults married with a child.
Mm-hmm.
I almost wonder if Cassandra, because there is this debate in the Sims community, if Cassandra is her child, because if you look at Sims 2, Bella is an adult, we don't know like where she is in her adult timeline, but Cassandra is also an adult. So does that mean that Bella had Cassandra when she was like 16 or something with another person and Mortimer married her because he loved her, or it is Mortimer's child, but they got pregnant really young? You know what I mean? And so that's why they're both adults in the Sims 2 timeline, because unless she's like, see, that's the thing. You don't know what they consider an adult in Sims 2. Like, is she 18 and her mom's like 50?
Yeah, it's age.
Or are they both really young? Like, her mom's maybe 40 and Cassandra's 20. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know.
I mean, it's possible.
Because in Sims 4, you have like you have young adult and adult. So like you can have your kid's a young adult, but then you can be the adult, and it makes more sense that way. So, in Sims 2, though, Mortimer is an elder.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's old.
He's old, and he's about
as
to
like
die.
Methuselah. He's like totes about to die. And then you see what's her pants getting married to Dawn, who I feel like
dumps her at the altar.
Was not having that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Girl, that seriously, my like 18-year-old self was like, what is love?
Yep.
Like, I was so confused. I was like, because I mean, I thought they were just ready to get married. Like, I had no, didn't know I was supposed to like make them do anything beforehand. Because apparently, like, if you make them like talk to each other and shit, they'll like, maybe Dawn won't leave her. But Dawn has like that commitment phobe thing.
Yep.
Which he still he still has the same traits in Sims 4 that he's always had, which is kind of funny. But in Sims 4, Don Lothario is trying to like cozy on up to the mom of the Calientes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And so he's just a gold digger trying to get his money. And I get it, bro. Do you? But you could have had a lot of money because Cassandra's worth so many coins. But yeah. Oh, and then Mortimer dated Dina Caliente.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, he did.
Mm-hmm.
He dated Dina Caliente, who, is a thing. And the Caliente sisters crack me up anyway. Like, they are an episode of their own because they just make me happy.
We should probably do an episode about that.
Because, I'm all about, owning your own sexuality, and they don't care.
Oh, yeah.
The whole family doesn't care. And I'm like,
0 fucks.
Get it, girl.
0
fucks are given.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I applaud you.
Nina's basically the female version of Don Lothario. Like, I feel like Dina is more specific. Like, she wants to marry Mortimer. She wants the money. She wants that lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Nina's just like, she's in the slacker career. She's like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm just here for a good time, not a long time. Okay. Like, that is her lifestyle.
I love that.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I mean, I feel her on a personal level.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I just, because I went through every single neighborhood and every single house to see who was still around and like what's going on, what their story is. And because in Sims 4, Cassandra's like in high school, like she ages up pretty quick. Like you could move her the hell out. But I was like, I could do that. And then I can have her try to date Dawn again. Because I'm a glutton for punishment. See how this goes. But Then I found out that he's trying to, marry the mom, and I was like, never mind. But I don't want her life to be that trashy. But seriously though, like, so all of Sims 3, there's no Bella. No, 2. There's 2 or 3. But then she just pops back up again as a kid. But I never played them as children though, so that's why I knew they existed only because I went back like a week ago, and I was like, oh crap, they're in here with Gunther, and like,
can we talk about,
and his dad always looks so, he looks so
can we talk about Sims
curmudgeonly.
3 for a second? Okay, what's the deal with the top hats? Like, why is everyone in top hats? Do you remember this?
Because that's how you know you're distinguished, Mr. Peanut, Mr. Top Hat.
The top hat, yes. Yeah.
I mean, that guy, Moneybags, McGillicuddy, whatever his name is, from Monopoly, wears a top hat. Like, that's how you know you got money. You wear a top hat. Didn't you know?
It's like 2000, what, like 8 when that game came out? Like, we are not wearing top hats. Like, everyone calm down.
Maybe they're British. Don't they wear top hats? I don't know.
Look, it's simple, all right? When you're that rich, you don't have that much space in your wallet. So you can't put your money in there. So you stick it under your hat. More space.
Do you wear a strap so your hat doesn't go flying off in the wind?
I mean, I would.
It's like a tissue box. Like, there's a little opening at the top you can take money out of.
If only. That would be so cool. Just like press a button and then like $50. Here you go. But then where do you put your change?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Anyway.
No, we're rich. We don't deal in change.
Oh, right.
Change is for suckers.
Yeah, their change is like $5 bills.
Right. But yeah, so back to our lovely friends. So basically, let's just re-establish timeline. We have old Mortimer, and we have, I don't know how old she is, Bella, and they have a kid. And then you have gone missing Bella, and then that kid that they had trying to get married, what doesn't happen. And really old Mortimer. So how much time passed between that? Like, 'cause he's old, like dying at this point, and Cassandra is of marrying age. So how long has she been gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's so weird about it.
So she's gone, but then like Alexander is not super old.
Well, he's almost a teen. He's like only, I think Mortimer is maybe 5 sim days or 10 sim days away from death. And Alexander is like 3 sim days away from being a teenager. So he's like an actual age. He's probably 12 or 13 or something. That's the thing. Like, that's so frustrating about the Sims 2 age gaps is you go from a child to a teenager, but do you go from 12 to 13? Because they look like, 16-year-olds in the game, or like 15-year-olds.
And they could do 16-year-old things.
Yeah, exactly. They can sneak out and stuff like that. And 13-year-olds are not driving around and sneaking out. You know what I mean? They're still like kids. So, yeah, I don't know.
But what always bothered me was that in Sims 3, they were the same age. They were kids. Bella and Mortimer, I mean. They were both kids.
Well, Mortimer was a teenager, wasn't he?
Oh, they were both kids?
No. They were both kids. Because he wore that little T-shirt with the white and red stripes. They were both kids. White and red stripes. I think blue or black shorts. I still remember that.
That's right.
So then that doesn't make any sense.
It does not make sense because Bella is young.
So unless he was a couple of days older than Bella, which I never really checked. But like they were always, and whenever I saw them around the neighborhood as well, like they were kids at the same time, they were teens at the same time, they were adults at the same time. So yeah, they must be around the same age, or at least not have as significant of an age gap to go. Like Mortimer is on death's door, but Bella's still looking damn fine, So
yeah, that's a thing that's so weird. Is Bella just like, I mean, this is kind of awkward because my mom's totally going to listen to this, but my mom looks so good for her age. Like, she's always taking care of her skin. She is of an age where she does not look like, she looks like I don't even know, like maybe 42 or something, which she's not going to believe me. But literally, when people meet her, they like do not think that she's her age. She looks like early 40s. So it could be like that. Like she looks super young and beautiful, but she actually is like really old. Like, I don't know. Like she is the same age as Mortimer, but she just aged really well.
Okay, but now we're getting into like Sims skincare routines, and I don't think that's something we can really talk about. But it's possible. It is possible.
I mean, they go to the spa.
Yeah.
True. They do go to the spa.
I mean, she's got money. I don't think Bella had a job. Or maybe she did. She did have a job. She was like a scientist.
She was
an actress. She was so really. Bella doesn't have a job.
In Busting Out, she was.
Yeah.
No, not Busting Out. It was a Busting Out on the PlayStation. She was a horror movie extra. She did have a job.
That's right, yeah.
But I'm saying, so Bella probably has spend a lot of time at the spa getting spa treatments. So maybe she does look good. Or she gets Botox. But
she's rich. She's got her fancy red dress on. She's got her Botox.
Plastic surgery is a thing.
Do you think her closet is just full of all those red dresses? Like she only has one. Yep. She has like one dress, one style of dress, and she just has like a whole bunch of them.
You know how when you find a really good shirt, you always buy like 2 or 3 of the same shirt? Maybe she just has a closet full of those red dresses.
Most likely.
What will I take? What will I wear today? The red dress or the maroon?
What was it in Spice World? It was like the little Gucci dress or the little Gucci dress. The little Gucci. Oh yeah, man, I love that movie when I was a kid. Anyway, no, I tried to make over Bella, and I tried to put her in like green, and I felt like it didn't work. I was like, she needs red. And I was like, the red is the only way to go. And I felt like I was doing her a disservice by putting her in another color. I tried orange, but she looked all washed out, so I didn't do that anymore.
And we will be just a social media plug. If you do not follow us on social media, follow us on social media. We've been doing Makeover Mondays. And so right now we have Mortimer. By the time the episode launches, we'll probably have a few more people. But we are going to save Bella for the end. And we have some awesome makeovers of her in Sims 4.
I looked in the folder. I mean, that fascinator.
Yes.
Ooh. Yeah. I was like, Bella, you look nice.
Yeah. And it's so funny because in the game, they do not do her justice. They give her like some blue eyeshadow and like weird glossy lipstick.
Oh my God.
It's like, no, right? You got to strip that away. You got to give the nice bold red lips, some thick eyeliner. Like that's all she needs. She is so gorgeous.
She's very like film noir in those photos too. It's super nice. So have you guys played through the Goths? Like maybe played through and like aged up Cassandra and let her out to the world, or aged up Mortimer, what's his pants? Alexander, who I don't like. So there's that. I don't know why, but he rubbed me the wrong way.
I did in The Sims 2. In The Sims 2, I was like, I've never really played the Goths in Sims 1. I'm going to do that now. And the thing happened. She got left at the altar. Right. And I don't know why, but I was so offended by that.
Because it's rude.
I was like, right. Crack your knuckles, get down to business. What we're going to do is the following. Give Cassandra a makeover. Moved her into the downtown area. And just basically got her a successful career and got her a nice husband who doesn't cheat on her, and just made sure that she was living life to the fullest. And then just every once in a while, I would switch back to Don Lothario and made sure he was as miserable as he could be.
You're gonna live your worst life while she lives her best life.
Sweet vengeance. So yeah, that's the only time I ever played them. Like I did go into them in The Sims 3 just to see what their family was like and what they had in their graveyard.
Things for you to steal, whatever.
Inspiration.
I mean, just look at what relatives were buried there. I've always loved looking at their family trees because they're so expansive.
Are buried there.
Look,
history.
Look. Their family history is like one of the most complex in the game.
Yeah.
Like they have ancestors upon ancestors upon ancestors, most of them buried in the backyard. So it's always interesting to see.
It just sounds like like you murdered them all and put them in the back. They're all buried in the backyard. It's fine.
I mean, who says he didn't?
Yep.
Who says he didn't? He could have.
He was a bad scientist.
He could have.
So apparently, our fearless leader has a Black Widow, Cassandra.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
She killing everybody.
Killing everybody.
Okay, hold on a second, because I know we're not delving into the whole mods thing until what a mods episode, modify your life or something like that. That should be an episode title. Put a pin in that. But I really want to download what's the one where you murder everybody? Murder most foul. What's that?
The extreme
What is that?
violence one?
That extreme violence, that one. I want to download that, but I'm also really afraid that everyone's going to die in my Sims world. But I really want to do it. I want to make like one of the townies just like a murderer and like hope that my Sim doesn't like I'm going to go walk with my dog and hope I don't pop up in one of these townies because I'm going to get murdered. But I want to put that element of danger into my Sims, because it's why not? But I'm also like, I don't know if I want to, because I had to take Wicked Whims out because I just got tired of all the arbitrary banging. It made me feel dirty.
You can turn that off.
It just made me feel dirty. Like, and everybody would come over and like, oh, let's have some let's have a pancake, and then like they're gonna eat pancakes and then bang in the syrup. I'm like, I don't want this. I don't. This is wrong. So I had to pull it out.
This is too sticky, guys. This is not good. Yeah, we'll definitely do a SCZ episode. You're like, what the heck are they talking about? Like, don't worry. We're going to do a total mods episode.
Oh, don't you? It will probably be a two-parter. It'll probably be a two-parter where we do both teams will do it because, there are so many stories. I had a Sim die because they're banging in the cold, and I was like, why are you doing this?
Oh my God.
Why are you like this?
Why did you make me?
And then they died, and I was like, I'm not bringing you back. You deserve this. And I let them die because you're stupid. Anyway, the reason why I asked is because I wanted like somebody see if somebody made like a evil Mortimer where he goes around just murdering everybody. Ooh, or because I feel why I don't like Alexander, because I feel like he's creepy. And I feel like he would be the one that would be the murderer in the family. Like he'd be
prime serial killer material.
Yes.
Start off with him like setting fires and wetting the bed. That's 2 out of 3.
Oh yeah. Gets a mysterious head injury. You're good.
He's gonna fall off a swing or something.
Yes, please don't kill small animals. But yeah, like just get him bonked in the head, and then just go on a murdering spree.
You know what? I might do that. I would like to. I think I should make him because he creeps me out, and I don't know why. I think it's because in Sims 4 his traits are like mischief and something and like genius or something like that. And I think it's weird.
I think it's sloppy. I think it's
in Sims 4.
I don't know. Maybe I don't remember.
I thought it was that. Or I don't know. I played so many random houses that I think they're all mixed together, but I don't like that kid. Mm-hmm. So I was wondering if anybody like had played and wonder what happened to him when he grew up. Like, what does he age up into? Is he an attractive little guy? Like,
he looks a lot like Mortimer. Okay, so what I did with Sims 2 is I didn't even let Dawn leave Cassandra at the altar. I had her break up with him.
Did she leave him?
Yep, I had her break up with him.
Ooh.
Like right when I started the game. She kicked him to the curb. But because there's all this wedding stuff, I then have Mortimer invite Dina over and they get married. So that's kind of how I would do it. I'd flip the script a little bit. And then I would have Cassandra.
So you gave Dina what she wanted.
Oh yeah,
you gave her the money.
Yep, I get her married. They have a baby right away, and they always name her Isabella, which is just my weird thing that I do. I don't know why. It's kind of creepy, but I do that because it's usually a girl. Like I've done it a couple of times.
A town full of Isabellas.
Yeah, it's always a girl.
So you named her after the missing first wife?
Yep.
Nice. No, I like it. I like it.
I basically make Dina into a super creep where she's just like takes over Bella's life and is like, no, this is my life now. Like, don't worry about it.
What is she like? She's like single white. She like single white female
Yes.
her? Like
100%.
Or like that episode in The Simpsons where Maude dies and Flanders tries to make his new girlfriend look exactly like her, even cutting her hair during the night.
Oh,
100%. That is what I do.
I'm telling you.
Yep. And then I always have, so at the wedding, I invite, the whole neighborhood. Then I have Cassandra get with Darren Dreamer. Do we remember Darren Dreamer, who's in love with Cassandra?
We do. Yeah, he was totally into her.
Yep. So I have her marry him, and I usually like cheat, and I have Cassandra bring in like $100,000 or whatever to Darren because he's super broke. So then I move them or I upgrade the house or whatever. So they're like totally living their best life. And then Dawn, I usually make them all find out about each other, that they're all cheating on each other, and then Dawn's just like poor and alone somewhere. But I always give Dina her best life.
Well, that's nice. Because Dawn is a douche.
Yeah, like he's playing the field so much. And I mean, that's fine, but don't do it in the same families. Like don't get with two sisters. Like, I don't know. I don't like that. Like, I don't care if he's banging the whole town, but not like family members,
Don't ruin families.
Well, I have had it. When in Sims 4, with Wicked Whims, there's a chance for oopsies. So that has happened with Don Lothario, and every time the kid had a birthday, he sent them a present.
Is he a good dad? Is Don a good dad?
He would call occasionally to go like, hey, do you want to hang out? No, I don't want to hang out. But, nice of you to call. Oh. And he always sent presents. So yeah, I guess he is a good dad.
Oh.
Or at least trying.
Oh, that's nice. Oh. Okay, so we have circled the life of the Goths a little bit. We're about 40-ish minutes in. Is it time for a news break?
I think it is.
All right. Well, I'm just saying, it's time for a news break, y'all. Go to Marissa for the news.
Alrighty. So, when we're recording this, Sims Camp is happening. I don't know if you guys have heard about that, but it's basically, it's in London, and they just have a bunch of events and things. They did a whole live stream, which you can see on the Sims Twitch account, and I'm sure people have YouTube videos of it as well. But it's basically just, they call them game changers, but they're influencers, usually on YouTube or Twitch, people who play The Sims, like Delagressi, Sim Supply, Claire Saban. They're all over there because they're like major Sim influencers. They didn't really announce any news. They didn't really tell us anything. It's just kind of like, hey, here's all your favorite Sim influencers in the same area doing funny things, That's basically all it is. But it was pretty cool. They did some like Get Famous stuff, like makeovers and stuff like that, because I think makeovers are going to be a big part of Get Famous since they have that new career. And then when you're on set, you have to get makeovers and stuff. So I think that'll be a fun feature. They also had an AR like game. Did you guys see this on the stream?
I was at work, sadly. So fill me in on the stream life.
So it's so weird. I don't know. I didn't watch all of the stream because hello, 6 hours. But they had like, I don't know if you guys know what AR is, but it's basically you put like something on a flat surface, and then when you're looking at your phone or tablet, whatever device you're using, it shows stuff happening on the specific surface you tell it to. So in The Sims, they had like where you can make a house and make people walking around in like an AR or virtual reality like space like in your house. So you'll see like your table and your people walking around or whatever, but there's like little Sims people. So that was pretty cool. We'll have the stream linked in the comments, or in the show notes, so you don't have to like guess what we're talking about right now. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you know what AR is, you know what AR is. So that's kind of cool. They did like a pancake thing where they made Elsa Pancake, they just did like a bunch of cute stuff like that on the stream.
I think I'm just sad because they got to go to London and I'm not there. I want to go to London again.
I know, right? Oh,
it is pretty awesome.
London is pretty cool.
Shout out to London.
Oh, okay. So when this episode goes live, Get Famous will already be out, I believe, or be shortly coming out. If you guys are listening to this and you haven't gotten Get Famous, make sure to update your game, but take all your script mods out before. I think we mentioned that in a couple episodes now, but take them out because your game will break, like completely break.
Yep.
So take your script mods out, update your game, and then add Get Famous.
Your custom content is fine though, so don't disregard your custom content is fine.
Mm-hmm.
It won't be a big deal. However, it is very important to take out all your scripts. So if you do have like Wicked Whims or Basement Drugs or the murder one, Extreme Violence, if any kind of actual like mod is going to go down a blaze of glory. Any last minute thoughts, guys? Make sure you follow us on social media. We have Instagram and Twitter. It's Plum Bob Podcast, Plum Bob Cast, not podcast. Plum Bob Cast on Instagram and Twitter. Under the Plum Bob on Snapchat. Plum Bob Podcast on Reddit. Under the Plum Bob Podcast on Facebook. Don't worry, these are all in the links. You don't have to remember any of this. But the big thing is, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, critiques, you want to just say how much you hate my laugh into the microphone. I understand that. I get it. I know. You can email us at undertheplumbobpodcast@gmail.com. This is vanity. You can be like, attention vanity. You have to stop doing that. And I'll be like, I'm sorry, email person. So.
Or if you want to like just, compare graveyards, send me pictures of yours and I'll show you mine.
If you want to send Ava pictures of your graveyard.
And definitely send us stories. So kind of what we're thinking is we would love to like hear more from you guys. So if you guys want to follow us on Twitter and like tweet at us really funny stories, we want to do we're like in talks of incorporating it right now, but we want to have some kind of episode where we just tell like stories, like funny Sim stories from our team, from you guys, and just have a really like a funny shorter episode that's just like funny stories that we have. So even if you don't want to email us, reach out to us on Twitter, leave a review wherever you're listening to this. That is fine too.
Yes, like and subscribe, because that means that people like us, and we should continue to do this.
Yes,
because
validate us.
I need to feel so much validation. My name is Vanity. Please understand that. Do you know what that means? Look it up. I need validation.
Yes, we need to feel validated. Please show us that you like us.
But seriously though, like and subscribe, and then. Or if you want to just email us or Facebook, Twitter, social media us, just like if you have a really cool goth makeover, like if you make Cassandra look like a freaking badass, fierce queen, then be like, got it. I want to see it. I want to put it on a social media because we want to show how awesome you are at your creating awesome Sims. And if you made Don Lothario look even like a horrible portly man because he's a horrible man, but a good dad, then you can let us know about that too.
Give him a dad bod.
Give him a dad bod.
Yeah, definitely. Like if you don't have, a lot of people I assume will have their, if they're like Sim content creators, they'll have their outlets. But if you're just the average person who just loves the Sims and you just want to share your builds with us, your Sims with us, like please do. Oh my gosh, we want to see everything that you guys are creating. So exciting.
So exciting. All right, guys. I think that's it. I think it's time to go back to the real world, y'all.
I guess we have to.
All right. So it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. And we will talk to you guys in 2 episodes. You'll hear from Team Llama next time.
Happy holidays, guys. Enjoy your time.
Yeah. Happy holidays.
Oh, yeah. Happy holidays.
be so excited for our Thanksgiving episode. We're going to talk about seasons and Harvest Fest and just all the fun things for the holidays. And enjoy Get Famous when that comes out in a few days.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Badish. Dag dag.